Hi, I'm Alicia Vandeven, and I'm a candidate for CFP certification, and I'm here working at Walker & Condon Financial Advisors. Today I'm going to talk to you about 83B elections. An 83B election is part of the tax code that allows you to elect to pay taxes up front on a restricted stock grant. Normally, when you are awarded stock from a company, there's a vesting schedule attached to it. You actually end up paying taxes when you vest on that stock. With an 83B election, you are electing to pay taxes on that stock when you're granted the stock as opposed to when you're actually becoming vested in that stock. There are a lot of benefits and there are a lot of risks associated with making an 83B election. Some of the benefits can be if the price of the stock goes up in the future, you are paying taxes on a lower value and thus paying less in taxes overall as compared to paying taxes in the future when the stock price is higher. So stock price is an important consideration when deciding if you want to make an 83B election. If you think the stock price is going to go up significantly in the future, you can save a lot of money on taxes by deciding to pay those taxes up front. If you are unsure what the stock price is going to do, or if you think that the stock price is going to go down in the future, then it makes an 83B election less attractive, as you could actually end up overpaying on taxes. Another important consideration when making an 83B election is, will you be at the company long enough for those shares to vest? If you leave the company before vesting, you don't get that money that you paid in taxes back. So you want to be sure that you're going to stay at the company at least through the point where you're vested in those shares. Another important consideration when deciding if an 83B election is right for you is if you have the cash to pay that money up front. Not everybody has a big pile of cash sitting around that they can afford to pay those taxes up front. So you want to be sure that it's not going to, put a damper on your emergency fund or your ability to pay for other things in order to pay those taxes up front. So that's another consideration. Tax bracket is also an important consideration, both what your tax bracket is now and what it will be in the future. If your tax bracket is lower in the future, it's possible that an 83B election might not be in your best interest if you're in a higher tax bracket now. Ultimately, an 83B election is a complicated option when it comes to restricted stock grants. We, as financial advisors, we can help you walk through your options. We can look at your specific situation, your income, the specific terms of the stock grant itself, and help you make that decision. So if you take a look at the blog post, I do walk through an example. So you can see examples of if you're granted this many shares at this dollar value, what does that actually look like in terms of what you would end up paying in taxes now and in the future, and sort of kind of goes through the pros and cons and the amount that you would pay for taxes for the different options. So definitely check that out and feel free to contact us with any questions that you might have.